Hello and welcome. I'm Ijoma Onyato. Tonight, President Muhammadu Buhari ends 4-day visit to the United States, makes his way back to the country. The president says he'll not spare former ministers and government officials who stole Nigeria's crude oil money. Yet another explosion at Arekpo area of Ogun State, many fear dead as NNPC shut down petroleum supply to the facility. And President Barack Obama to begin visit to Kenya.
On business news tonight, anti-graft campaign moves to the banking sector as ICPC and others outline new strategies to curb corruption.
And in sports news, former winners Heartland and Dolphins crash out of this year's Federation Cup.
President Muhammadu Buhari today wrapped up his 4-day visit to the United States. The president, who is on his way back to Nigeria, met with U.S. President Barack Obama and sought his assistance on issues ranging from counter-terrorism to improving trade relations between the two countries. In the course of his visit, the president gave assurances that he'll tackle corruption in the country, not minding whose ox is gored. He also says that the country is on the verge of redeeming its dented image and asked Nigerians to give him time to settle into governance, promising to appoint his ministers in September. Some governors, business leaders, as well as senior special assistants accompanied the president on the 4-day visit. Now, before leaving the United States, the president met with members of the U.S. Institute of Peace and the Center for International Strategic Studies, among others, where he cleared the air on the wrong perception of Nigeria abroad. One issue that the president would be happy to see completely resolved is the Boko Haram insurgency. Our correspondent Gimba Umar reports.
One of the groups, the president had an interactive session on his 4-day visit to the United States, is the Institute of Peace in Washington. Discussions dwelt on the efforts to win the war against insurgents in Nigeria's northeast.
Defeating Boko Haram and finding a durable solution to the underlying causes of the insecurity in Nigeria are therefore a major priority of the new administration. Nigerians understand that terrorism stifles development and undermines the stability of society. The government that I lead is committed and will do whatever it takes to free Nigeria from the menace of terrorism. No matter how long it takes, we will reclaim every inch of Nigerian territory that is under the control of Boko Haram. And let me emphasize about the enormity of the challenges ahead of us. We know that it will be a long and bruising struggle, but this is a fight we are in to win. Failure is not an option for us. We do not contemplate it. Already, I have released 21 million United States dollars for the rapid takeoff of the multinational joint task force. This is the first set opened by the countries of the Large Chad Basin Commission comprising Cameroon, Chad, Nigeria plus Benin to jointly combat insurgency.
And then to question and answer segment, where participants voiced concerns on how the president intends to ensure growth at the local government levels in Nigeria and how he intends to fund it.
All I am left to do as a president, head of the federal government, is to appeal to the other 2 tiers of government leadership, the governors, with their cabinet. It's a pity some of them are here. I hope no governor was here. And the chairman of the local governments to make sure they follow the system in terms of how to use this revenue that gets to them according to the constitutional allocations in terms of sustainable development and of higher social services.
The contentious issue of amnesty program offered the Niger Delta militants was also raised, with a view to know how he will manage it.
By the Constitution, no state can be excluded from government. So there is no way, even if I want to show gratitude to those constituencies that heavily voted for me, against those that didn't even vote for me, they have the protection of the government. And I made an undertaking in that I belong to everybody, I belong to nobody. If I come clearly and show and marginalize a certain group because they didn't vote for me, then I have already contradicted myself. And I'm sure people will be too quick to pick that, I guess.
The 4-day visit of President Muhammadu Buhari to the United States has ended, and he is expected home to begin the real task of combating terrorism and growing the economy of the country. Gimba Umar for Channels Television News.
Corruption has no doubt dealt a massive blow to the progress of the country, and the president believes that if Nigeria does not kill corruption, corruption will kill it. And this is why the president is promising that former ministers and other government officials who stole money will be arrested and prosecuted. He frowned on the activities of some former government officials saddled with overseeing Nigeria's crude, whom he accused of mismanaging the sector. And he noted that they will not be spared if investigations find them culpable. He also promised to revive the nation's economy as soon as possible. Now, a tragic incident is believed to have occurred in Arepo village earlier today when vandals reportedly broke a fuel pipeline and were scooping the petroleum product before an explosion occurred. According to the National Emergency Management Agency, scores of people are believed to have been burnt in the inferno. To prevent further tragedy, the NNPC has shut down supply. It's not the first time vandals have struck around that axis. The last incident there was in February, when a huge fire resulted in damage worth millions of naira. Residents around the area are also of the opinion that matters may become worse now that the private security outfit saddled with the responsibility of protecting the pipelines has been withdrawn. And in part two, after the break, oil marketers say they will not import products until outstanding debts are paid. That's in a moment. Please stay with us.